YouTube. It's Lisa here from the Shady Tree Stitches, and it is currently Sunday the 27th of September 2020, and I am coming to you to talk about my cross stitch progress this week. Thanks so much for joining me, it really means a lot, and I hope you enjoy what you see. I have continued with the Start All the Stuff September plan in preparation for next year's 2021 No New Starts, and all I'm doing really is starting the things that I was going to start next year, and I'm just starting them now in preparation because I do enjoy doing the challenge groups and I want to make sure I've got plenty to stitch on. So I'm going to be continuing with the Start All the Stuff September for the next few days till September's over, and then I'll have a break for October. I haven't decided yet what to do in October. Lots of people do dark October and spooky stitching. I'll just see what I feel like, but I'll try and put my Halloween pieces in there, and then I'll be ready for New Start November to finish off my collection. All right, so this is episode 88. They're chugging along, and there may be a special episode later this week when the next sassy pouch arrives, so look out for that. All right, what have I been stitching on? Well, I have currently done 4,482 stitches since we last saw. So not a particularly huge week of stitching. Been a lot of other things on last week of term, work, blah, blah, blah. But I've worked on a lot of different projects. So the first one I'm going to show you is my Cutaway Castle, which if you remember looks like this. And when you saw it last, it didn't look too much different to what it looks like now. My Cutaway Castle, I did another 300 stitches on for a prompt because I had to work on something for Crystal Academy that was to do with part threads, and I also had to do something about how I would catch the villain for Magical Stitches monthly, so I managed to do that, which is great. So I said that the knight at the front of the castle is going to ride out and seduce the evil queen and put her in his dungeon. So that is one of the pieces I've worked on. That was a previous piece. My other previous piece was Old Time Wagons. Now, Old Time Wagons, which looks like this, if you remember. It's a Charles by Socky. Really, really cool. Nice old piece. And when you saw it last, it looked like this. So the Old Time Wagons I did for a prompt where I had to do something with bread in it. So the little girl under the basket is actually holding bread. So I didn't work on the bread. I just worked on a bit of the stitching, just getting it to a way where you can see what I've stitched. I didn't prepare these at all today. Sorry, bad luck. Okay. Oh, that's shining in there. It's right up the top. That's better. There we go. That's what it looks like now. I also had to work on something to do with a dark colour. So I stitched on the grey, something that reminded me of darkness, the browns, the blacks and the greys. You know when it's dark at night and everything outside just looks grey? So that was one of my other old projects. Well, old. I started like last week or something that I worked on. And one more that I started to work on last night in preparation for this week's homework from the Daily 30 group, which I can't even think what it was I was working on it for at the moment, but I know. We had to work as a bonus a piece that was released in the 1980s, and wow, there were lots of different things. So this is Holiday Homestead by Prairie Schooler, and my friends decided I should start working on the swan. So whole 94 stitches to get that started last night. So I mean, it is a new start, but it's not a new start. It's a whip in progress until I've done all 12 little patterns. But I mean, well, this one is on another piece of fabric with another one, so it's not really a new start in terms of the competition point of view. But it doesn't matter because I've got to get it up to 500 stitches anyway, so that's on my plans. See, jumping all around the place. That's on my plans to work on today. 500 stitches on that, well, another 406. So they were the pieces I worked on that were old. And with the exception of my daily 30, which was my linens and threads, and I stitched on this one quite a bit, and I didn't add it up for you, bad me, but it looks like about nearly 500 stitches. So my linens and threads, and now is up to date. It's going to need a good iron when it finishes, but I worked on this motif, this purple motif over here the most. So I'm totally up to date and ready for the next month to come to fruition. So it's looking really good. Probably my fabric's a little bit busy, but yeah, it's all an experiment with my crazy fabric. So I'm really, really enjoying the fabric dyeing that I've been doing. And yeah, thank you for all the people who in Australia and around abouts that have been trying it out. Okay, so that is my old stitching. Not much old stitching really. Then we had new starts. So since I have seen you, I have started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new pieces. So it's basically one a day. Oh, no, I lie because it's not actually. I have done one other old one. Hold on a second. Apologies. Child came in. So yeah, sorry, one more old project, Hawk Run Hollow. I did 500 stitches on this for prompt because I needed apples. And if you look down in that corner with the horses, there's apples. So it's not really worth showing you before shot. I took the easy way out because we all know how much I really enjoy 40 count. And I stitched on some borders. So this is how my Hawk Run is looking now. So coming together, nowhere near where I wanted to be with it because I haven't been working on it. So I need to pull my finger out, but I can't see it getting finished this year. In fact, I can't see it getting finished this year enough that I'm thinking, I probably don't even need to start a new Hawk Run for next year because I think this one will take me through next year quite comfortably as well. So this one, my Hawk Run's made it into my really cool Taryn tuber bag that she made for me with my Mittagong Retreat stitching. So I have a couple of really nice bags now and some more on the way. Okay, more about that in the haul. So the new starts. Right. In no particular order, I started Lavender Farm by Cutaway Castle. It is just so gorgeous. Really, really beautiful. I just love the purples. Love the way the lavender's looking. And so my Lavender Farm, I did Lavender Farm, 549 stitches to look like that. I can't see if you can see it. There. This is on a really nice piece of pole stitches fabric that I acquired sometime. So I can't take the credit for this fabric, but it's beautiful and it's going to be perfect for the Lavender Farm. So I'm really looking forward to doing more on that, and I do have another one of their patterns, but so far I'm really, really, really impressed with them. So Lavender Farm. Why did I work on Lavender Farm? It nourishes my soul for magical stitches. It had something tilted in it for daily 30, and I think that was all. Now I also started a different piece, which was Jeanette Douglas Designs Pins and Needles. So I've never done a Jeanette Douglas before, and I started this one because of it being a small. I want to get some smalls ready. So my pins and needles, I got quite a bit done on this. Yeah. And pins and needles was actually because it started with P for password for the Crystal Academy. And I think that was all. So yeah, started with P, so I got it started and did 500 stitches on it. Must have been for something else if I did 500. Oh, I know, because it would have been for my Myth and Magic Wars. We're still just travelling around the countryside doing 500 stitches every day or two. It's pretty cruisy. So So yeah, it never takes me more than 2 days to get that done. Okay, this one started yesterday, I think. This is an embellished cross stitch, Thomas Kincaid's Spring Gate. So I know I'm doing this one because in that little door there's room for a lock and key. And this one's really cool because it already has the picture on the fabric. So you already have the whole picture, but you just stitch over the top. So I did that stitching there. I don't know if you can see that. A little bit of greenery. So put the light on the sun down. Doesn't really do much, does it? So that greenery there, just in that bit there, stitching over the picture. There is a pattern too. And that was for the key or the keyhole. So I did my I didn't write down what that one was. 308 stitches for that one. So it's a slightly bigger bag. Okay. I also made a start on the very beautiful Just Nan Silkwood Manor. Silkwood Manor I did because it has a closed door. So my Silkwood Manor is on a piece of fabric from Seraphin Hand Dyed Fabrics by Laurie that I acquired from someone. And again, beautiful pale purples and things. So we have got there 304 stitches to get it started. So really, really nice to get another house started. Oh, what a surprise, Lisa's doing a house. I definitely have up my houses this year. As I said, there was a while where I didn't have any houses going much at all. Oh, I didn't put the pattern back in. I'm trying to be tidy as I go. So many projects on the go. People ask, how do I keep them all, in control? Well, what I do is I pick them out for the week when we do the homework video usually, and then I keep them in one bag next to me and I work on them for the week as my focus whips for that week, making sure I cover all the prompts. Occasionally some random pop-up or something comes up and I have to go and do another piece, but generally I just work on those ones. Then I do my video, which is why I like to do it weekly, and I pop them back into the main stack, ready to be used again should next time that they be called for. Okay, I started Dimensions Macintosh Mill. Very excited to be working on this one. I am using the kit fabric because it is a full coverage, so I figured there's no point changing it out. And I did my first ever proper diagonal parking attempt to start with. Well, the 100 by 100 square attempt actually, rather than the diagonal. But I've since discovered that the Pattern Keeper gives you straight diagonals. So I'm going to switch to going on straight diagonals now to get rid of the lines. So there we have the amount of stitching I did, because I had to work on something with park threads, and I did park as I went, but I've just tidied up the park threads yesterday to finish it up for something else. And I worked on this one, that seems to be all it was for. 374 stitches. So, oh, I know, it was my daily. I used it for my daily 30 yesterday because I finished the previous one. I do like to have one project. I don't know what I'm going to use this week. Haven't decided that yet, but we'll get there. Now, I started a start when I last saw you, an unexpected start, Lantern Lane. Lantern Lane's a gorgeous little house. And I did this one because it has a dominant colour, a pair of trees. I feel like I told you my plans. These are my plans last week. So I ended up stitching this one for 628 stitches. So this is a piece of Paddock Lane's fabric. And here we have just a little start on the house. As I said, houses, amazing. Okay, so that many stitches to get my Lantern Lane started. So it's a cute little pattern, really, yeah, looking forward to whipping them over. The little houses don't take long. So I like to have a bit of a mixture between big and small projects now. And then the other one, looks like we're at the end of the stitching, about 10 minutes of my stitching, was a very big start for me. And it is the Victoria Samplers Heirloom Stitching Sampler. And the Heirloom Stitching Sampler I did because I had to do, I'd had to have the numbers 816. And so I actually stitched, it's like this huge piece of fabric. It's beautiful, really nice even weave. So I actually stitched the bit that has the numbers upside down, of course. There we go. See the numbers there? So really pleased with that. When I was kitting all these up the other day, I was going to use the called for threads for some of them, and I couldn't find some of my new ones that I'd acquired over the year. And I thought, oh, I must have already used them something. I thought I had more than them. But yesterday I was digging in a box and I found a whole bag of them. It's like, yes. So I may have to make some slight adjustments to colours. But this one I've kitted up with my own colours looking like the ones and fitting the description of the silks and things that are used, because I have lots of lovely silks. Okay, so I think that is all the pieces that I worked on. I forgot to say that the lavender I did because I need to stitch on something with rope. And Lantern Lane also had something fat in it. So I covered quite a few. I had to do one other random thing. Crystal Academy is definitely keeping us on our toes. Really enjoying it, like any new group. I enjoy it until something happens and I don't enjoy it anymore. As you guys know, I'm a very dedicated stitcher. I'm very task focused. Something needs doing, get it done. I have an Aussie sense of humour and I can't change that about myself. So I'm really enjoying the new group, the Crystal Academy. We had to crochet or knit this week, which was good because I've been meaning to do this for a long time and I just haven't done it. I had to do 1200 crochet stitches, so I have made myself a beautiful new tea towel. Well, I didn't make a tea towel, but I've crocheted the top to attach it to my kitchen cupboard, and then I've started on a new one. Okay, so I've put them aside because I'm sure if we've had to crochet once, we're gonna have to do it again. So it might actually get my whole blankie I've been working on done. So yeah, oops, sorry, made that shuffle. That will annoy some people. Sorry, didn't mean to. Okay, so that is my stitching. My plans for this week is to work on my homework. It hasn't all been released yet. Shell has some very challenging ones in the Daily 30, which remember is a closed group. Sorry, can't get into it. But yeah, it's fun. The new month starts on Thursday, so there'll be all the new monthly things. So I think I'll have a lot of plans to talk about in my next video. Well, apart from the sassy pouch. So I have some haul that has arrived in the last week, and as usual, I'd like to share. So I got my silks of the month, and this is the one where we're working our way through the silks. So it's beautiful, sort of goldy green colour. Really nice neutral. Really nice sort of tanny coloured neutral. And another tanny neutral that actually is like a combination of those two, which is good. And then this gorgeous variegated. So that's my Silks for You colour of the month, and you know, they do such a great job putting them together so that they all, you know, match nicely. So I really appreciate the job they're doing, and I'm glad that they've got some silk in to be able to re-dye. You know, this COVID stuff is really creating havoc for supply chains all around the world, and it's amazing what companies that are trying to keep going are struggling with. I know that trying to get fabric is hard. You can't seem to find the 16 count anywhere. So I will be looking forward to doing this. So I even had someone ask me about this week. Where did I get it from? It's like, I'm sorry, I got it from the charity shop. But it's, you know, nice. It's a couple of meters of 16 count, so that's on my list to dye. School holidays, so we'll see what happens. And then I also got my September week Starworks thread of the month from A Stitch in Time down in Tasmania. Really happy to be able to support a good quality local shop. So they're continuing our work through the alphabet of week's Starworks. So we're still in the A's. We've got Aqua, Arrowhead, Artichoke, Autumn Leaves, Azaleas, and Aztec Red. So thank you so much to Carolyn and Melissa for coming up with the idea of doing this club, and I'm really looking forward to when their suppliers can get the other threads as well. It's a great way to build up the stash. So I now have to actually do my storage system for my specialty threads. So I will share that with you in a little while. Okay, my only other stash is shopping. And it's shopping to help with things. So I actually got some fabric. It's an even weave from China, and it seems quite nice. Just need to wash it and then dye it. I'm not sure if I showed you that last week or not. And then I also got in the mail some more document folders. I really like using these for my projects, and these ones, so I now have 3 sizes. So I've got little ones, medium ones, and big ones. So I can keep all my projects in them, and they're just easy to zip up and take away with you. I loved beautiful project bags, but I just don't have the budget to afford them, and I should make my own. I just haven't got around to it because time is also challenging sometimes. So that's all I've got for you. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to showing you my next few new starts. I know that I've got a full coverage to start probably tomorrow, because I have to stitch on something with a dog, and one of my full coverages has a dog in it. So I'm looking forward to starting that, and we'll see what else tickles my fancy or fits the prompts when I find out what Magical Stitches homework is today. All right, well, I hope you have a great week of stitching. All the best, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye.